A modest woman was thrown out of an elite resort, looked down upon and humiliated for the way she looked. But what the prideful manager didn't realize was that in just 2 short hours, her billionaire husband's private yacht would dock nearby, and their carefully planned payback was already underway. Grace Sterling walked into the grand lobby of the Peninsula Resort, her plain beige dress standing out sharply against the sparkling chandeliers and luxurious surroundings. She gently pushed a lock of her brown hair behind her ear, quietly observing the other guests dressed in high-end designer clothes and glittering accessories. She had just arrived after a 30-minute ride from a nearby boutique, where she'd been inspecting donated items for her charity's upcoming auction. As Grace took a few steps further into the resort lobby, a few heads turned, not out of admiration, but out of judgment. Whispers floated through the air, subtle but sharp. "Who let her in here?" A woman in diamonds muttered to her friend, eyeing Grace's simple attire with contempt. Grace remained composed. Years of running a global charity had taught her to ignore shallow gazes and judgmental stares. Still, the hostility in the room was impossible to miss. She approached the front desk with a warm smile, gently placing her reservation confirmation on the counter. But the manager, a tall man with slicked back hair and an air of superiority, barely glanced at the paper. He took one look at Grace's dress and frowned. "Ma'am, this resort is members only. I'm afraid you're in the wrong place." Grace's smile didn't fade. "I have a reservation under the name Sterling," he scoffed. "I think you're mistaken. We cater to a different caliber of guests. Perhaps the hotel down the road would suit you better." Other guests were starting to look now, sensing drama. A security guard stepped closer, waiting for a signal. Grace calmly opened her purse and took out her ID. "As I mentioned, my reservation is valid. Please check again." The manager's eyes flicked to the ID. His expression changed, momentarily uncertain, but pride quickly overrode logic. "Look," he said sharply, lowering his voice, but not his arrogance. "You're clearly not the type of guest we welcome here. If you don't leave now, I'll be forced to call security." A hush fell across the lobby as the guard stepped forward. Grace's jaw tightened. She wanted to reveal who she really was, but she also knew better. Some lessons are best taught with silence and timing. Without another word, she stepped back, nodded slowly, and walked out with quiet dignity. The sunlight outside hit her face as she took a deep breath. She pulled out her phone and made a quick call. "They refused me at the front," she said softly. "But don't worry. Let's proceed as discussed." An hour and 50 minutes later, the entire resort buzzed with excitement. Word had spread that a world-famous billionaire was arriving by yacht to host a surprise charity gala on the private beach behind the property. Staff scrambled to prepare, guests dressed in their finest, hoping to catch a glimpse of the powerful couple rumored to be in attendance. The manager straightened his tie for the 10th time, making sure every detail was perfect. He didn't want to mess up an event this high profile. This could make or break his reputation. Then came the hum of luxury engines. A sleek convoy of black cars pulled into the driveway, followed by a glimmering white yacht slowly appearing on the horizon, heading toward the private dock. Cameras flashed. Guests leaned over balconies. Whispers turned into gasps. And then she stepped out. Grace Sterling, now in a stunning emerald gown, emerged from the lead car with the grace of royalty. Beside her, a tall, striking man in a tailored suit. Her husband, Alexander Sterling, billionaire tech mogul and philanthropist. The manager's face went pale. Before he could react, one of the event planners walked over and handed him an envelope. Inside was a formal letter. It read, "To the management of Peninsula Resort. This evening's event is in partnership with the Sterling Foundation. The guest of honor is Mrs. Grace Sterling. We trust that she will be treated with the utmost respect from this point forward." Grace walked past him without a glance, but as she entered the ballroom, a soft smile played on her lips. The manager, humiliated and stunned, finally realized the cost of judging a book by its cover. And Grace? She didn't need revenge through words.